All right, everybody, Mortgage Ballers back again, and you ain't going to believe it. We finally got him. There he is in person, the legend, the man. He walks on water, they say. I haven't seen that, but Mr. Matt Hardy, he was number 3, barely, but I think he almost tied out of 400 loan originators in 2023. If you don't understand the mathematics on that, that means he was doing loans and taking names, and he wasn't letting anything stop him. Thank you for joining me today. Man, how are you doing?
Well, thank you for having me on. I'm excited. Yeah, things are going well. Staying busy, which is good right now in the mortgage industry. And
what state, where are you out of? Where do you live? And what states are you licensed in?
So licensed in California and Colorado, but I live in Boulder, Colorado. And been here for the last 21 years now.
I find it interesting. We're hearing more and more about people who are licensed in multiple states, but yet they live in one. Mm-hmm. How do you get business outside your state?
I have financial advisors that have, a couple of them that have moved from California. It was kind of just like by chance. A lot of times I meet these people biking or something like that. But financial advisor moved from California. Most of their book is there, but they live here. And during the refinance boom, they needed help with refinancing clients. And so I got licensed in California for that.
What's a day look like in your life?
Yeah. Well, that's a good question. So like, I think an average day is like a school day for my kids or something like that, you know? So we wake up at 7. I had the kids out the house at like 7:20, 7:25 for school. And so I'm working at 7:30, basically every day. And I love that because it's typically a little bit before most people are working. So I can kind of clean up a lot of things from the day before, get a lot of emails out, and kind of just like feel ready for the day. And I do that to about 9:30.
I'm starting to think that is probably one of the biggest keys to success, because your team is successful as individuals, but also the strength of that team is incredible. It's one of the strongest teams we have, but you lead that. You know, there's a vision there. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of things on it, and it kind of came about in a roundabout way, I think, to a certain degree. I knew a lot of people whenever I came over here to Expert. I was kind of immediately blown away by the platform. It was exactly what I was wanting. It's what I've always wanted in my entire career. I didn't even know that that's what I needed or wanted, you know? And once I had it, I was like, oh, this is great. I need to share this with these people. But I also realized that it means that you have to be a structured person in order for it to work out. You know, if you're someone that wants to just sit in the bank and wait for a customer to come by, it's probably not the best in that sense, because, you know, that's not how it works. But I know that we're all stronger as a team, and I don't know everything, and nor should I. And neither does the other person.
I think really goes up. What's the name of your group, by the way?
Greenlight Mortgage Group.
Right on. So you branding your own name. Didn't want to go with Expert. I get it, but no. That's one of the things that we do, and it's never been about branding our name. Where did you come from, Dave? Before you came, I got Dave Bleismer on my mind here. Sorry.
And Dave is actually a mentor of mine, so I know Dave very well.
Well, and that's I'm talking about guidelines because he knows them like the back of his hands too. And we were talking about that. I love Dave. Is he he's a Boulder too, isn't he?
No, he's more down south. So he's down more like between Denver and Colorado Springs in Castle Rock.
Okay. Then I saw him at the Denver event. Okay. I knew he was Colorado. Yeah. All right. But where were you at before you came here?
So I was at a company called 8Z Mortgage, and
that's right.
Yeah, you know, it's a good company, and it was tied to a kind of your classic, independent mortgage bank is what it was tied to, which was called Cherry Creek Mortgage.
Okay.
At the time.
I remember that now. Okay.
And
so direct lender though, but you had options for brokering?
We did not for a number of the years that I was there. And then we brought it on in 2019. And
Okay.
yeah, so it's kind of different in that sense.
And now they're like, hey, my job's changing. They're going to move me over to Tennessee. Not a problem. I can still help you, and I think I like that model better. Your customers can still have that trust, which I like. So.
No, I think it's great. I think it's what's so unique about it is that you have the ability to do that across different states and help your clients out that way. Because that's ultimately what they want, they've worked with you in the past, they trust you in that sense. And so, why throw a wrench in it? Oh, we're not licensed in that. Well, you guys got licensed in what, 46 states now, 47?
How does that, your LOPP points or your control your price points, because you do a lot of loans, but how does that benefit you and your team? How do you guys use those to your advantage?
Yeah, I have like a limit of where I want to put them. And so I always put 20 on a loan if the loan's over like 400K, basically. Mm-hmm. And then as things are getting closer to closing, I'll take a look to see if I want to put another 20 on it or hold off on it and not put anything else on it after, before it closes. Obviously, trying to lean towards the larger loans that you want to put on the LOPP or the CYP points, just for efficiency.
Did it throw you off having a broker that has two channels, broker and core, or was it confusing for you, or it seemed like it's worked good for you?
It's great
to have those options.
Yeah, because you have tons of different options. I mean, UWM does a lot of loans. I mean, that's what's actually so amazing about them is that you can do new construction with them, like literally building a house. You can do non-QM, which is great. And you can do all that on the core line. Obviously, you can do FHA, conventional, all that stuff. But the ability to go and knock out probably 90% of the loans that are in the market is great.
But what advice would you give somebody who's younger saying, you know what, I've thought about doing that. Is there a place for something like that in this platform, in this world, under your guidance? Mm-hmm. I mean, or do you just like, no, they should go somewhere else? Or what are your thoughts?
That's a good point. I mean, I think everything comes down to if someone's going to be hungry or not. And I think, it's the same, like, you're a baseball player. I always look at it from like a sports perspective is that if you're going to show up, if you're going to do double practices or double workouts and you're going to do all those things, there is a place for you. If you're thinking this is going to be easy, it is very much not. And I think that, in my mind, is the thing that everyone needs to kind of look inside of, hey, if I'm going to go down this road, am I willing to put the work into it? And if someone is, I'd be very happy that, for them to join our team. And not to go and say that those are few and far between, but when you're talking about the stuff on TV and things like that, those are the people that have already made it. They don't go and show you the behind the scenes.
Great loan officers know other great loan officer. That's one thing I've learned over the years.
That's true.
But
yeah,
you are best of the best 2023. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Matt, you take care.
Too. Thanks.